Hello everyone, and welcome to AP Daily. Today, we will be talking about identifying and describing diction.
A virtual lesson from
Leah Wojtowicz
Elizabeth Shute
and Lauren DeRoche, who is here with us in spirit. We are from St. Francis Episcopal School in Houston, Texas.
What will we learn?
Today's lesson, what is diction? 2 examples of diction.
What is diction? The use of language and word choice to make or emphasize points and ideas.
It allows for better communication. Analyzing diction allows you to understand the emotions of the author. It allows you to understand more of their personality and motivations. It allows the author to establish their unique voice. These skills transfer to college and well beyond.
This skill will be relevant in the rhetorical analysis essay portion of the AP exam.
There are 3 main parts of diction that we will be focusing on today: formality, subject, and focus. Formality is the fanciness of the words, usually depending on the audience. Subject is the person or group of people that the author focuses on. Focus is what the speaker or writer emphasizes or centers their work on.
In her book, Angela Saini wrote about how many scientific studies about women's genetic inequalities were false. She used many good examples of diction. I have re-examined Broca's data, the basis for all this derivative pronouncement, and I find that his numbers sound, but his interpretation ill-founded. I used multiple regression. I found that this subject she's always talking in first person using I, because it's all about her arguments.
I have re-examined Broca's data, and I find his numbers sound, but his interpretation ill-founded. This is focusing on the scientific approach. The author focuses on trying to prove other scientists wrong through logic.
Cause of death has an important effect. Degenerative disease often entails a substantial diminution of brain size. To appreciate the social role of Broca and his school, we must recognize that his statements about brains of women do not reflect an isolated prejudice towards a single disadvantaged group. This is formal in an academic and scientific sense.
In a speech before the United Nations, Emma Watson spoke about feminism. She also used many good examples of diction. It is time that we all perceive gender on a spectrum, not as 2 opposing sets of ideals. If we stop defining each other by what we are not, and start defining ourselves by what we are, we can all be freer, and this is what he for she is about. It's about freedom. Emma Watson uses I a lot as well to explain her points and experiences, but she also uses a lot more we to include the audience and bring them in.
Both men and women should feel free to be sensitive. Both men and women should feel free to be strong. In my nervousness for this speech and in my moments of doubt, I've told myself firmly, if not me, who? If not now, when? If you have similar doubts when opportunities are presented to you, I hope those words might be helpful. This focuses on a social approach, focusing on trying to appeal to the audience emotionally and be kinder.
Your Excellencies, I want men to take up this mantle so their daughters, sisters, and mothers can be free from prejudice, but also so that their sons have permission to be vulnerable and human too. Reclaim those parts of themselves they abandoned, and in doing so, be a more true and complete version of themselves. This is formal, not in a scientific way, but more of a speech to an audience that is presumed intellectual sense.
What should we take away?
The three big parts of diction are the formality, the subject, and the focus. The fanciness of the words, the person or group of people that the author focuses on, and what the speaker or writer emphasizes and centers on. And in the wise words of our English teacher, Mrs. Lawton, move aside, Christian, Daddy is coming.
Thank you.